Welcome to the Alchemist Circle. I'm Alan McPhee. This channel is for those who are interested in alchemy, but don't have the foggiest clue on what it is. In this particular section of this channel, where you see this backdrop here, I am giving ideas and concepts that are general that you need to understand, like the ABCs. And this particular one is also learning kind of activity. I will give these concepts, and down below, you're expected to share your own examples. You expect to share alternate meanings that you may have encountered from your own study of alchemy, if you have that background. But I'm assuming you have no background. But certainly you will have, once I explain the meaning, most of you will have if not all of you, will have had experience in these things, all right? So just write your own concrete example. When you do that, you're actually now learning for yourself. You're becoming self-empowered. This is the empowerment side. You must do some work. In this case, write 2-3 sentences. No big essays are needed, right? Today's topic is transformation. There are two big ideas in alchemy. One is transmutation, and the other is transformation. They're closely related. Today, I want to talk about transformation. So, what is transformation? The best way to understand this word is to understand it's a natural phenomenon. You first of all see it amongst living things. You have, you brought a little pup. It grows to be a little troublesome little doggy, then becomes a big dog, and then eventually it gets old and dies. The dog is transforming over time. Or you're a parent, you have a little baby, right? And the baby, it becomes a terrible 2 and you're trying to avoid it. Then become a terrible 15 and you can't avoid it. And then as an adult, you feel safe, And so when you're looking at the child, that child is transforming over time. It's a transformation there. It's natural. It's a natural phenomenon. Among non-living things, the car that you love, is deteriorating over time. The wheels rot so fast, you have to keep on changing and get new wheels on. But the whole body, the engine, the paint is deteriorating over time. In science, it's called, what's that word in science? Does anyone know? Entropy. That's the word, entropy. So what does that mean? Science have seen, what the alchemists understand, science has seen that when you look at natural things, they go towards deterioration. Unless more energy is put in it, they dissolve. Amongst non-living things, we call it entropy. The living things, we call it aging. These are transformations that you can identify. You see it everywhere. But there are transformations in relationships as well. You could have a new relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend. It's on a trajectory of being a wonderful relationship as they go forward now. Or you could be in a relationship and it's sinking, it's going down, 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 down. That means soon you're going to be breaking up. You understand, or you should understand, that relationships are dynamic living forces. And if you're not doing the right thing, continue to do the right thing, it's going to fall apart. You may have a marriage for 5 years, but in the 6th year, divorce may take place because a marriage is a moving activity. And so therefore, you need to observe the direction. If it's going in the wrong direction, then you need to take steps to modify that. But I've gone too far. In the sense that I want to give you the definition of transformation, and I think you have that now. The question that emerges, what does alchemy have to do with something that's obvious? Well, alchemy comes in or alchemical transformation, when you bring in intentionality. First, as an alchemist, you must understand transformation, how things change. You must understand that. Remember, the alchemy, the philosophy of alchemy says, I acquire knowledge, I acquire knowledge for the purpose of changing things in ways that favors me. That's another way of saying it. That's the philosophy. So here we're looking at change and transformation. So it's intentional. You observe something natural and you intentionally accelerate it, intentionally decelerate it, intentionally stop it temporarily. It was a natural movement of some sort. Alchemy is famous for these bold claims about aging, and that's a good place to look at transformation in terms of alchemy and its history. So aging is a process, something that scientists agree with the alchemists. It's a process you're going through. You're born, you get older and older and older, and then you die. But it's a transformation. You're transforming over time. It's a fundamental part of alchemy. You can't even say alchemy without understanding this to be true. Alchemists claim that you can stop the aging process. You can stop yourself from aging. First, that was considered to be magical thinking, foolishness, silliness. Today, science finally agreed with them. Science finally agreed. They're trying to do all kinds of things to stop the aging. But let's go further down the rabbit hole with the alchemists. The alchemists not only claim you can stop the aging, but that you can reverse the aging so that you can go from being an older person to a younger person. You can reverse that transformation. And on top of that, more claim from the alchemists, you can remain a certain age for an indefinite period. That's probably one of the most famous claims about the alchemists. It's not, when you stop aging, let's say you're still able to stop yourself from aging, but still you're a living, breathing individual in and out of things. So what does that mean? Somehow you have a mechanism in which, although time is passing, you yourself remain biologically the same age. Yeah, these are bold claims. But all of these claims today science embraces, because science has finally caught up what the alchemists saw thousands of years ago. Science is, I don't know if it's completely caught up, but it's caught up in part. At least they're spending millions of dollars trying to figure out how to master and manipulate the aging process. So it's caught up. So now if you're a student of alchemy, you're here with me, you should understand science catching up with you in that area. And this is a tip for you folks. So if you're interested in the aging process, you see what science have discovered and use that to accelerate your growth. You don't have to rediscover everything, right? If that's one of the areas you're interested in, then you use the scientific finds to accelerate yourself. But the foundation of it, it's not science. The foundation is that the idea of transformation. We have the power and ability to influence transformations. If we can understand the system enough, we can influence transformation. Like there are radical transformations, which I don't want to talk about, when people are trying to alter the weather or affect the weather, making it rain on command. Some scientists work in these areas to try to do that. So it's the same idea. If I understand the system enough, I understand how weather works enough, the pressure, the temperature, and things like that, I can influence the state of the weather in ways more comfortable for human beings. The difficulty is challenging because when you touch the weather, you're touching the entire ecosystem, which there's a very delicate balance there. But it is research going in the background, and people do try to do that, right? So it's the same idea. So when you hear these topics about things are transforming, I want you to go back as an alchemist, understand those particular people want to work on the weather. These scientists are working on the aging process. But if you want to work on that, then you first must embrace the idea of transformation. Suddenly you're empowered. The next stage for you, then you begin to find techniques that allow you to make the transformations you want. So if you understand this concept of transformation, down below, I need you to give me some examples of how you have observed transformations in your life. Or you've studied in science, you're an educated person where you've learned some things in the classroom that illustrate transformations. Those are the observed transformations. Now, if some of you have tried to reverse some transformations, like some of you may have tried to reverse the fact that your transformation, that you're gaining weight constantly, and you try to stop yourself from gaining the weight, and then you're able to stabilize yourself, please share that too. All right? Please share that. Because when you try to do that, you realize it's something I can control. If you don't do that, you say, I can't control, I have to keep on eating, then you go on in that direction. So be alchemist today. Just let go and say, yes, I can control it, but you can control it first and foremost with your mind. Understand that you can make the difference if you choose, right? You can make a difference if you choose. So that's it, folks. Get down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course, there's more important than any of that. I want your comment. I want your examples below. Yeah, I'm being your teacher. Okay, you could call me your teacher of alchemy. You just go ahead and write your comments down there so I can see that you're learning and you're growing with me. All right.